to the Classic City Business Podcast. Our mission? To connect our community to the local business owner. If you love Athens and love supporting the people behind our businesses, then you're in the right place. We get to know the people behind the sign. Some are legends, others are on their way. You're listening to the Classic City Business Podcast with your friend, your host, all-around great guy, and owner of Generations Commercial Cleaning, John Glutt. So get ready, buckle up, hang on, here we go. Hello, Athens. Welcome to the Classic City Business Podcast. I am your host, John G., and today we're connecting our community to the people behind the sign at Get It Together Cleaning Service. Autumn Dell is with us. Thank you for being here.
Yes, you're welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
I'm all excited about this. I'll tell everybody why in a minute. We actually know each other. We go back a little ways. But tell us a little bit about your business, how you serve our community specifically, and then we'll just go from there.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, Get It Together Cleaning Services is a residential cleaning service, and we just provide cleaning services for people who really value a clean home but are just way too busy to do it themselves. We have a great, reliable team, which is huge. I am a big advocate for competing for talent, not competing for clients. Like clients, we want to serve you all, and that's great, but I have got some really great talent on our team. They are great core values people, and we just try to serve people, give them their free time back.
It's almost like you're serving a lifestyle.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember this. It wasn't that long ago, so I'm not calling myself old, but there was a commercial. It may have been a Super Bowl commercial. It was called What's in a Name? Do you remember this?
No.
Okay. Well, it was just absurd stuff like Hitler's Pizza or something. Like, what's in a name? Yeah. I'm not going there. They may have the best pizza in the world. But
right.
I say that because Get It Together. Where did that name come from? Why? It's definitely unique.
I think because I really have a passion for helping people to have a great home life. You know, I believe very strongly that our families function really well when our home stays clean. That kids do better in school, kids behave better, and we can even have better relationships with our kids and our spouses because we're not stressed over a messy home. And I just have always... it's almost like I think of any business or job I ever want to do, and it all has to do with hospitality. And so I really consider our business like we just want to come help you create this really great, hospitable environment for your family and for your friends and your kids' friends. And so we just want to help you get it together.
Yeah, if you're not coming home stressed, worried about having to clean something up and actually focus on, hey, I get to spend time with the kids.
Yeah.
If that's a thing, I get to no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
or my husband, or go work out, go do what you want to do to kind of relieve that stress. There's a lot to that, and I say that because I was actually thinking we'll give you an opportunity at the end of the show to share your social media. But some of your social media stuff, I just laugh at. I think it's very clever, and it's really like, oh yeah, that's really what I want. Like that's the lifestyle I want. I got to get it together.
Yeah, absolutely.
So anyway, is there any, you kind of mentioned a niche there, but is there any type of, what's the best way to say this? We talk about niches a lot in business, period, right? But is there, we'll call it that, your niche, your sweet spot, if you will, in terms of like what kind of client you're looking for? And I will start off this question with this. You talked at the very beginning about core values and about your team. Yeah. And that's really what you're building. Is there a connection to that sweet spot or that niche?
Yeah. I would say families that usually have two working parents and, the time that they have is valuable. They don't want to come home and spend their evenings or weekends cleaning because, your kids are growing up and you want time to work out. You want time to be able to sit down in the evenings with your spouse and watch TV and not think that the kitchen really needs to be cleaned. And then people who will just really be partners with us. Like we always tell our new clients, communicate with us. Like, give us a clean or two. We take very extensive notes. Our team is really great at figuring out exactly what it is that'll make you happy. And then we will come and, we're not going to be perfect. We're going to make mistakes, but let us know, communicate with us about it. We'll make it right. We'll do it better next time. We just really want that kind of relationship with our clients so that they see us as just, a friend that comes and cleans up for them, give them their evenings back. So
You said something I was actually going to mention, communication. And that's really the key in any kind of relationship with business. If your client is communicating with you and you're communicating with them, you can deliver a better product, obviously.
Yeah.
So what are your core values, by the way? May I ask?
Our core values are have fun, serve others, help out, and that's really what we've narrowed it down to. Serve others, as in serve our clients, serve each other on the
There you
team.
go. I like that.
Our team really steps up to help each other out, and yeah. So that's
What's your favorite thing about what you do?
about what I do. Well, I love leading the team. Like, I love the team I have. We have weekly meetings, and then we hang out once every month. Sometimes we don't do it every month, but just really being able to help them and be there for them, and then just get to know them. And then I know it sounds weird, but I enjoy cleaning. Like, I enjoy coming in and making a house feel nice and fresh, and thinking of the homeowner coming home and being like, oh, wow, I would not have even thought to, I can't think of an example right now, but just the little touches that we do at people's homes that they're like, wow, I have not thought
Fold
to
the
clean
toilet
that.
paper.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We love folding the toilet paper. But yeah, like I said, it's a hospitality thing. I just love the idea of making someone's home really homey feeling.
It's so funny because I was, and I'll still say it, but I was about to say, I love that answer because the because was, a lot of people answer, oh, I love doing specifically what I'm doing in my job, right?
Uh-huh.
Which you followed up with at the end. I really do enjoy this. I really do. But what I loved about your answer was it was completely around your team.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hanging out with your team, developing your team. You enjoy being around them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something that it is culture.
Mm-hmm.
And culture is something that you have to build. To that end, is there anything specific that you do when you're hiring people to make sure? Because you don't want somebody coming in and messing that culture up, right? So are there processes in place for that, or?
We do. We have a 3-step hiring process. So they'll be invited to a group interview. And that's when we really just kind of see who they are, see who shows up, first of all. Because
that's pledge week.
Yeah.
That's where they come in, hang out with fraternity or sororities, and okay.
Yeah. And when I don't even do the group interviews anymore, my team does those. And
oh, look at that. That's great.
And we've got a really nice system that my techie husband has set up for us, so they're able to
shout out to Ryan.
He's
the man behind the scenes and pushing all the buttons.
And so they can just slide people over, and then they are automatically invited to a one-on-one interview. That's where I'll meet up with them and just kind of get 2 sets of eyeballs on somebody, see how they show up in 2 different scenarios, and just make sure that it's somebody we want to move forward with. And then we have them do a working interview, which is when they're out there actually working with our team. And that's usually, honestly, most people who aren't going to be a good fit just weed themselves out.
So you don't have to, sorry, Mom, about the English here. You don't have to not hire them.
Right.
They don't come on board.
A lot of times, I think it's partly God, kind of, I'm a new business owner. I've only been in this 5-6 years. So I think as I strengthen different business entrepreneurship muscles, I definitely see that. But also I think God has done a really great job at protecting us from any crazy. And I think our core values help a lot. But I say that because I honestly don't know how it works so perfectly, but we don't get crazy people. And
I'm looking for some wood that I can knock on for you.
I know.
That was a bold statement, lady.
But I guess the part is, I don't know. I think it's a mixture between God just protecting us and really blessing our team right now. And I'm not saying he's never going to throw crazy in the mix, but or allow crazy in the mix.
I was going to say, have you read the Bible? Are you crazy?
But at the same time, we do have really good systems. And even though I couldn't tell you exactly what part of that system deters crazy, but it does. And that's a big deal. When you're going in someone's home, we don't accept crazy,
Isn't that the great thing about having systems in place, though? Once they start and the culture has been developed, it's almost like momentum. It sort of runs itself. Not that you don't have to manage it or be on top of it or be paying attention, but that's one of the things that in talking to different people, that it's like, I don't really think about it, but I've kind of got it rolling now. I got to watch this, the work is in the front end, right? So that's interesting. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I gave you any kind of clue to how this whole thing works, but we jump into the next segment. This whole podcast is about getting to know the person behind the sign.
Oh, okay.
So let's get to know not just Autumn Dell, but we can talk about Ryan too.
Okay. I can talk about other people.
I almost wish he was here to do this with us. I love Ryan. He's a good dude. But what's something about yourself, or you could even say yourself, since Ryan's not here to defend himself, you could have a little fun with it.
Okay.
But something that maybe even the team that you work with may not know. They might be surprised that you did what now?
Oh my gosh.
No pressure. But you got 3 seconds. 3.
Oh gosh.
2. I'm just kidding.
Okay. Well, to be such an introverted, quiet, almost timid person, I've never been afraid to just jump out there and do things that was like, what? I know I'm in Athens and I'm supposed to keep this quiet, but I up and moved and went to college in Auburn. I didn't know anybody over there. I just...
That was a joke, right? I'm just... It's not that you're an Auburn fan, that you would admit it in public. Anywhere.
I loved it there. Those were such good years. And I just did it. I had no friends there, and...
Well, you said you were at Auburn. We all knew that. Okay, I'm done. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And when I was in college, I took 2 trips. I went to Jerusalem for a summer, and then another summer I went to Brazil. Those were very much out of my comfort zone, but I wasn't afraid to do that. I don't know. I've just always when I kind of decide to do something, I don't even know. I just like to shock myself sometimes. So
you think your team would be surprised to know, wait, Autumn, you did what?
Maybe. I don't know. Those aren't very big deals.
Well,
but
they are if people know you.
Yeah.
And, my observation, somebody asked me to describe you. I would say, even in the dynamic with Ryan, it's you're quiet. You're, what's the right word? Not subdued, but you're not an extrovert by any stretch of the imagination. No. However, if you start a conversation, you're very engaged.
Yeah.
Right? So that, I guess I can kind of see that. I'm going to go do this. But you described it as outside your comfort zone.
Yeah, majorly. Yep. And then Ryan and I, we got married, and 2 years after that, we adopted a 14-year-old from Russia. So bizarre. When you say it to people,
I didn't know that about you. I didn't either.
Yeah.
So there you go.
She's 25 now, so it was a long time ago. But we just did it. And I don't know. I feel like a lot of my life events, even starting my business, and I just was ready for something crazy. So I did something crazy.
That was crazy. Yeah. So for the, getting to know you, that's what we're doing, right? So for the audience, you have kids now that are home. How old are they?
8 and 9.
Yeah, so 25.
Actually, my daughter just turned 10 yesterday, so 8
Oh, that's
10.
right. I did see some social media birthday posts.
Yes.
That was right. That's right. So, so that's, are you still involved in her life then?
Yeah. Yeah, she comes over for Taco Tuesday every week. I
love Taco
We
Tuesday.
have that. My kids especially my daughter, she's super bonded to her. I would say Anna is the daughter we adopted from Russia.
Mm-hmm.
She's like a little sister to me. Like, it was always a different dynamic. There were a few years when we first adopted her that she was very childlike. But then, she grew up. And so I always tell her, like, it's not quite like I'm your mom. But you have a family. I'm like your sister. Like, it's a different dynamic. But I think it's exactly what she needed. She's done really well. She graduated high school. She has a job. She's moved out. She hasn't lived with us in 2 years. Maybe 3 now. So...
wow.
She's doing it.
See, every time I ask this question, not every time, most of the time I ask this question, what is something about yourself that most people don't know? Mm-hmm. People hesitate, they hem and haw, and then there's this like bombshell. And I would consider that's a really interesting thing. Now, your team probably knows that though, right?
Yeah, they've met her. She comes to our team parties sometimes.
All right. Well, that was a cool share. Thank you for doing that. Absolutely. I learned something today. What is your favorite thing to do outside of your work? Like, what's something that, and it could be just you, it could be something that you and Ryan like to do, to get away, to decompress, have fun?
Well, it's not exactly getting away or decompressing, but we love coaching and like helping with our son's baseball league. Like, that is so much fun. Ryan coaches and I do the dugout, and it's always a big family affair. Like, and I say that because that's what we're doing right now. But as far as getting away and decompressing, we love to go to the lake. We one day would love to have a lake house. Right now, we just rent Airbnbs, and we have a boat, so we'll just go up there for the weekend. It's our goal soon, in the next year or two, to be able to spend like a whole month at the lake in the summer. So here's to making that happen, because we love it up there.
So one of the questions I was going to ask you then, and since that might be it, but if you could have a dream vacation, money is not an issue. Where is that, and how long would it be? Now, money not being an issue for the vacation. You're not retired.
Right.
You got to come back.
Yeah.
But what would that look like for you?
I have always wanted to go to Scotland. And, well, I say always wanted, in the past, like, several years. And like Ireland and all those countryside countries over there, that would be fun. And like, if you could do it and spend like 2-3 weeks just traveling around, I think that would be enjoyable.
Okay. Kids or no kids on that trip?
I want my kids to come.
Okay.
Like, when it's something that I want them to see, like if it's going to a resort in Mexico for a week, I want to go without my kids. But if it's something that like, no, I want them to see that.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah, I can certainly see that. Autumn, deep dive here. Who do you admire most?
Oh, gosh.
I just got a text from Ryan. He said, me. It's me.
Honestly, like, I have a really great family. Like, I don't know if it's that I've always been kind of, like, I'm into genealogies and stuff. And I love learning and hearing stories about my mom and my dad and my grandparents and great-grandparents and all of that.
No, that doesn't have anything to do with Ireland, Scotland.
They are from Ireland and Scotland. Okay, funny little fact. I recently found out and dug into that my grandmother and grandfather were both related to Martha Washington.
I thought you were going to say they were related. I'm like, that's a deep South story.
But they were both related to her. So, I mean, granted, it was like 10 generations.
So I interrupted you. Say it again. They were related to?
Martha Washington, which that was cool to me. I tell other people, and no one else is that impressed. I thought it was cool.
Yeah,
but then also, and this is where it gets a little dicey, somewhere in that line, we'll call him my great-grandfather 10 times removed, was married to this woman, had an affair with Pocahontas's niece, had her child.
He had her child?
Yeah.
You mean she had his child?
Yeah.
I was going to say, man, this is like so current.
No.
Okay, go ahead.
She had his child. So, like, Pocahontas is in my lineage. Well, kind of. I was more from the lineage of the woman he cheated on.
Well, just stop. You're connected to Pocahontas. That's all you
Yes.
gotta say. That's just stop right there.
I thought that was so cool. But, like, anyways, my lineage and, like, getting back to it, person that I really look up to, it sounds silly, but, like, my mom, like, just knowing, and my grandmother, just knowing things that they've gone through and just how, wise and, like, in tune with God they are. Like, it's just huge. It makes me feel like I'm going to be blessed and, like, I get all these blessings from them going through what they've been through. It's like it's being passed down to me, and I feel like then I get to pass it down to my kids. So...
That's not as strange as you might think.
Okay.
I actually get an answer similar to that a lot.
Okay.
It's moms, it's dads, it's because the question really is about who you admire most, but usually that answer is people who have impacted you the most.
Yeah.
Right. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool. I'm just trying to process the whole Martha Washington Pocahontas thing, and I'm going back to the questions. What's something about yourself that even people who know you may not know? I'm thinking, wow, that's too.
Well, and that's kind of recent, but that I found that out. And like I said, I've told people, and they're like, "Wow, cool." I'm like, "Okay, well, it blew my mind a little." So
Consider us all minds blown with you. Book or movie?
Okay, I do like to read, but I love watching TV and movies. Like, I waste my time watching TV so much and movies.
It's so easy to do now, too. Okay. Is there a particular genre or favorite show or anything, or just
I like...
mind-numbing anything?
Okay, so I've got my, like, rotation of mindless entertainment. That's what Ryan, my husband, will make fun because he's like, how many times are you going to watch this show? And I'm like, but I'm not really watching it. It's just on.
It's white noise.
Yeah, it's Parks and Rec, Office, Gilmore Girls. There's a few other funny ones that I just like that. But as far as sitting down and really following a storyline, I like the historical fiction type. There's a word for it, but where it's like it's fiction, but it has to do with like historical time periods. I like those kind of shows.
All right. If there was one thing that you wish everybody knew, what would it be?
Oh, gosh. I don't know.
Careful. This podcast is worldwide. So this could impact somebody more than you even know.
One thing I wish everyone knew. Well, okay.
Obviously, I did not prepare with these questions.
I feel like I'm bringing it back to God a whole lot. But it's like... I wish that everybody knew how real God is. Like, I just wish they knew. I think that it would be so different if people didn't see it as just this, like, thing they learned in church or in Sunday school when they were a kid or whatever. Just how, like, real and how, like, things are going down. And I believe very strongly that, like, what the Bible said is going to happen. And I mean, maybe it'll happen a long time from now, but sure seems like things are falling into place. So I'm like, gosh, get right. Oh, believe this. So, I mean, that sounds like a very Sunday school answer, but it's true.
Believe it or not, Autumn, we've had guests on our show that said her answers have been very similar.
Yeah.
So, all right, this is a little less serious, but just for fun, I discover these little life hacks all the time. Like, man, how did I not know to do that way? Or do you have a favorite life hack? Something you discovered that you've been not necessarily doing wrong, but you could be doing better? Do you ever see those reels or?
Yeah.
Is there anything like that you have that's a favorite?
Well, I mean, I've got tons of cleaning hacks. Like, I can get a
give
house.
us one. This is all about get it together.
Well, I would say, I don't know if it's a hack, but gosh.
See, I put you on the spot.
I know. I'm like, well, it's not a hack. It's just like, get a little vacuum, a cheap I like the $20 little dust. I don't
Dust
even know what
busters?
Yeah, but it's a floor vacuum, and vacuum your house every day. Like just with that little thing. It's got no beater brush. It's not going to vacuum your carpets, but like get the crumbs and the dog hair off your floor.
So this is a hack because
I don't know that it's a hack. But,
no. There's obviously it's very intentional. Is there a reason behind it? Like this as a guy who cleans carpets, right?
Yeah.
What first went through my mind is because that stuff gets down into the fabric and it'll literally start. The best example I can give in terms of an audible, since we're not doing video here, is like sand rubbing against the fabric. It actually loosens the carpet up and it'll start shedding.
Yeah.
So that's what went through my mind. I'm just wondering what your
because it'll make you feel like your house is clean. I mean,
so it's psychological for you.
Yeah, and empty your sink. Oh, well, okay, here's a little hack. I figured out the perfect, and I've posted about it on social media, but the perfect dishwashing, doing dishes cycle is to run your dishwasher at night. Get your dishwasher full, run it at night, empty it in the morning, and then let your sink, like, stay clean during the day because you have an empty dishwasher to put things in, and then run it at night and do that every night, and like your sink will never be gross and filled with dishes, and your dishwasher will work for you while you sleep.
And then it's just a matter of pulling it out, putting it up. And that
and then
usually takes
your husband will
5
fuss
minutes.
at you because he'll be like, the water bill has gone up and you're running this too much. But I'm like, I don't care. It's my system. So
Ryan, we'll talk later, buddy. Sorry about that, people. Now you're going to be having like marital disputes over the water bill.
But I'll be like, you know what? I'm happier. I'm more relaxed. My floor stays pseudo vacuumed in between big cleans, and my sink stays clean. So.
Or you can just hire, get it clean, and just. By the way, I wanted to ask you earlier, so let me come back to this since I just thought of it. Your clients, are these typically once a month, twice a month? Because obviously, everybody's got a different idea of what that looks like, right? But I know a lot of people who they want to clean their house, but it gets so far behind. It's about keeping things from going, crazy, right? Yeah. So I'm curious. I'm sure it's different for a lot of different clients, but is there like a percentage of clients that do one or the other?
Most of our clients are weekly or bi-weekly. The exception,
weekly, wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Really.
If money is not an issue, like weekly. And really, if I really wanted to blow your mind, I'd come twice a week. But I get that that would cost a lot. But that helps us if there are kids or pets, then I almost say just know if you do monthly, you're going to be cleaning a lot. We'll just be the ones scrubbing your shower and mopping your floors. Those are maybe the only things.
These are the practical applications to, okay, if you want to achieve this, this is what you need to be doing.
And the exception is when it's like older adults who their kids don't live with them anymore, they don't have shedding pets, then I'm like, once a month is fine. Right. But for the most part, you need us to come weekly. Every other week is a little bit of a stretch. You're still going to have to, or you should, be vacuuming, stuff like that in between. But we can come give it a good scrub. Showers can usually wait 2 weeks, and that's one of the things most people hate doing. So.
Yeah, I would imagine before we jump into my favorite segment here, that's the biggest thing. It's like if you hate doing something, first of all, you're probably more likely to push it off. Yeah. And that's when it gets crazy.
Right.
But secondly, that's the dread of coming home, or it's on the back of your mind, like, man, this weekend I got to do this, or I should do this.
Yeah.
So it's really kind of a peace of mind service in a lot of ways, right? Yeah.
Knowing that your house is not getting disgusting.
Yeah, knowing it is. I'm about to get a shower that I know should be clean, and I don't have time for this. I just want to go do life and enjoy it.
Yeah.
All right, this is my favorite segment. This is called This Is My Athens. It's one of the things that, and you can probably hear my voice, I get excited about because I love Athens. I love everything about it. I love hearing about Athens from other people. Like, what do you like? So from your perspective, obviously you're serving a lot of clientele here. What's your favorite thing about Athens?
About Athens, probably the football. Like, we enjoy
sorry, you're a dog fan?
when they're not playing Auburn.
Okay, all right.
I am a dog fan. And we like coming down here for the games, and we'll bring our kids. They're excited. My daughter, we are a divided house. I obviously went to Auburn. My husband did not grow up in Georgia, but he has always been a dog fan. So my daughter has already decided she's going to UGA. My son is going to Auburn. So this is their 8 and 9-year-old plan. So we enjoy coming to the games, and they make fun with it. And yeah. And we like the restaurants too.
Our next question. Do you have a favorite restaurant?
Blind Pig is probably our favorite.
What do you like there? There's several cool things on the menu.
Really?
A lot of people really like their wings. My son actually loves the pulled pork.
Uh-huh.
So do you have a favorite?
I mean, no, not really. That's one of those restaurants that I'll get something different every time, and that's what I like about it. Yeah, because it's just like a hodgepodge of stuff that all sounds good.
Okay,
so
well, I'm sure they'll be glad to hear that.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So favorite thing to do in Athens would probably be the football games. You kind of said that. Okay.
Or any sport thing. I mean, like I said, my kids are at that fun age, so like coming down here for a gymnastics meet or a baseball game, that's all fun.
I had somebody on the podcast early on when we were doing this, and he was talking. He's got 3 girls, and I think the oldest one's about 12, and the youngest about 7 or 8, somewhere in that ballpark. But he talked about how much he loved being in Athens because he gets to take his daughters to go see a Georgia basketball game and seeing the women's teams. And he did bring up gymnastics. So there is a lot of really cool things if you have young kids, and whether they're boys or girls, to go see. Hey, look, this is what this can look like if you really want to work hard at this or that, or just have that mommy daughter, daddy daughter. And same is true with sons. Marshall Morgan, we had on the show, was a field goal kicker for Georgia. He talked about that too. He loved taking his kids to the baseball games. Yeah. So I love that answer. Is there anything that I have not asked you about that you wished I had of, and I would have been a better podcast host?
Well, you never said how we know each other. You said you were going to say that.
I did. And I'm going to tell you, because we're recording this, that I was going to ask you that next.
Oh!
In reality, you're absolutely right.
Well, honestly, that's all I can think of.
So, no, we go back. We actually was seeing the same business coach. And that's actually how I met you and Ryan. We got to be friends. And I heard you on another podcast. It was actually his podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm like, when you said where you were from, I'm like, oh, man, that's right in my neck of the woods. So I reached out to you, and that's actually how all that started.
Oh, that's right. You called me, and you said, is this guy legit? Before I
that's
pay
right.
all
I
this
did.
money?
I'm like, what do you think? Right.
And I was like, you're honestly not the first person to call and ask me that. And I probably did the same thing, or at least wanted to, when I signed up for his course. It was an investment, but it was a good thing.
Yeah, we were just talking about that off mic. No pun intended, actually, as I say that out loud. There is a lot of value that came out of that. This podcast right now exists because of that. Yeah. So there's a lot of really, really cool things that happened. And there were some fun trips involved in all that. Yeah. Learned a lot. All my hiring systems that I run so smoothly, I learned from him. So nothing to do with systems, but the first time I ever threw an axe was actually at one of those events. I'm like, whoa, this is a thing. This is awesome. I think I need one of these in my backyard. Yeah. So, my wife said, no, that's not going to happen. My husband wants to. She's afraid I would not so much hurt somebody else. I think she's worried about me, hurting myself. Yeah. But, all right, well, that's awesome. So, for those of you that have listened to the podcast, you know how we sign off, and there's no more pleasure that I get than hearing somebody say that they're not a fan of the dogs and actually do the sign off that we do here. But I know that you're willing, Autumn, because you said you pull for the dogs when they're not playing the Tigers. Eagles? Tigers? I don't know. It's hard to keep up over there. All right, Athens, thank you so much for taking this ride with us. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And listen, if you're looking for an easier life, a more peaceful life, I started to say, get her done. Yeah. Get her done. Get it clean and call. Oh, you know what? Before we do this sign off, how can people reach out to you? See, I did forget something. Yeah. Facebook is always good. We are Get It Together Cleaning Services on Facebook. You can just send us a message there, and we will set up a
call with you, or you can just call us at 678-327-7012. That's honestly where the message on Facebook is going to land. So,
well, there you go.
Just go ahead.
All right. Well, listen, follow her on Instagram to get it together. There's like a little fun stuff that pops over there. It makes me smile anyway. So check it out. And I will put it in the show notes. So until next time, Athens, go dogs. Sick 'em. Ooh, 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 ooh. I know that sounded like I did it by myself. It's because I did.
Because I was secretly saying for you.
Shame.
Okay, guys, we did it. We made it to the end of the show. Now that you've heard at least one episode, can you do me a favor? If you know someone you would like to hear on a future episode, you can contact us or have them contact us at podcastjohng@gmail.com, or just message us on our social media platforms. We're on Instagram, Facebook. Just search the Classic City Business Podcast. You'll find us. One more thing. Please like, rate, review, and share. All of this really helps a lot. We really do want to connect our community to the local business owner. We believe this is a great platform to do just that. And thank you for taking this ride with us as we get to know the people behind the sign. It's going to be a lot of fun. In Athens, until next time, I'm John G. and go dogs.